I mean, I just have to do a quick pushback because let's think about this for a second, right? And for the record, I would never willingly want to put myself in the line of fire with between that going on.
Yeah.
I either for cops or for whatever protest is.
Yeah, right.
That as a whole, in my opinion, I think is just a bad idea.
I mean, yeah, I do too.
And
I'll go into that.
But let's just for a second try to dive into the situation like by creating it as close as possible. Let's just say you're the protester, I'm the cop. Okay. You're with your crowd of people, just how you are on your side, and I'm with my guys, chilling, all suited up, ready for combat. It seems like, for what I've experienced from all the different videos that I've been getting my hands on, it seems like for a while, the cops are just sort of like lined up and just sort of like, posted.
Yeah.
And the crowd sort of get a little bigger. It's a little more chaotic because there is no, they're not acting like the cops. And so you just basically see people kind of going crazy, a lot of yelling, a lot of flicking off, a lot of throwing some stuff here and there.
Yeah.
And it seems like that happens for like quite some time. That happens, I won't put a number on it, but at least 30 minutes to an hour, this sort of like energy gets ramped up more and more.
Yeah.
Hey, you pig, and this, and there's sort of that back and forth. And then at one point, it gets elevated so much, one or two or a few people do something like throw like a real, something to really hurt, and at that point, it provokes enough other cops to take care of that one situation or two situation, and now, boom, you got flares going up everywhere, and the fire is turning to a flat-out bonfire.
Yeah. So in my estimation,
and then you got to act quick as all this is happening.
Yeah.
Not knowing if somebody is trying to actually injure you or they want to knock you the fuck out, or if they're just trying to protect their friend. All those things you don't know, and they're all happening simultaneously, and you have to make decisions on the spot. And you might be right with your decision, as in you don't use your weapon or whatever, or you don't use your weapon, and boom, you get hit right after that.
Yeah, see, I totally get what you're saying and like that argument. However, in pretty much all these cases, the police are so much better equipped with their equipment. Like, there's no way that the protesters are actually going to harm them. And usually the police or whoever's controlling the police forces are waiting for the crowd to do something that justifies them suppressing the crowd. So they're basically just waiting till someone throws a rock or gets violent. Mm-hmm. And, like, sometimes it might be someone staged in the crowd who's, like, supposed to incite violence, so the police are justified in, dispersing the crowd. I really feel like it's a game.
Are you saying, like, these are, like government people?
No, not the... I'm saying that the police enforcers are waiting for someone in the crowd to do something that justifies.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah, so it's not that they're actually worried about their safety and like trying to protect themselves. They're basically waiting for justification to go in and beat the shit out of people.
I would say that's definitely correct, but I would also have to wager that knowing when things are starting to get extra heated, because that's what you do for line of work that you're in, counts into the effect that you're like, yo, we need that. Your job is to take care of situations that are heated. Right. And so by default, you're already pretty good than the average person of reading the situation and being like, this could pop off any second right now.
Yeah. Yeah. And so I think to come back around to your earlier point, just the situation to begin with, where there's a crowd of angry protesters and a crowd of police officers who are getting, it's like at those protesters, the vast majority of the interactions between the cops and the protesters are very nasty. It's like the protesters are like, fuck you, pig, like, die, like, like basically telling the pig,
there's scum of the earth.
Scum of the earth, you need to stop existing, which is just a stupid way to try to, like win someone over to your cause. It's an ineffective.
That wouldn't make you want to hug them?
So, like really to go back to it, it is a flawed system to begin with. It's like, you're not going to change someone's mind by going out and yelling at them and telling them how much of a piece of shit they are.
Right.
On either side. So, But I do, as far as protests go, I do really admire the fact that there's groups of people getting together with a common intention. I think the main problem is they don't have a very clear intention about what they're trying to accomplish.
Yeah, I wanted to touch on.
Yeah, it's basically, we're upset about this problem and we're going to go voice our anger about this problem, which is basically just creating more anger and frustration. You know, you go out, you're super angry, you're yelling at the cops, and then they beat the shit out of you, and, you know, you go home, and then you're going to come back tomorrow to do it again.
Even more pissed.
Assuming you're not injured. Yeah, it's not, you know, maybe like there'll be enough confrontations where enough people get injured or die, where, you know, the city council or whoever like is like, oh, we have to reform things. But, you know, that's a very ineffective way of going about it. If you get those same like 60,000, 20,000, however many protesters all focus towards the same goal and like say, hey, we're going to change, you know, the laws so that, you know, this law is repealed and this law replaces it. Like, come with a solution. Like, don't say, oh, we're going to go fight oppression and then go fight oppression. Like, you're not going to actually solve anything. You need to go with a very specific intention. We're going to get either this changed, or we're going to do something. We're going to get justice for Breonna Taylor. We're going to, you know, like, make sure that the cops get arrested. It's, you know, and I don't criticize the protesters, because it's like, that's where you start. You know, you start with the problem and then you go from the problem to the solution. I think what is happening is we're, you know, getting stuck on the problem and just staying with the problem, and then we just wallow in it and just get angry and frustrated, and then feel disempowered, and then have these conflicts with the police or with politicians or whoever, or legislators. And, you know, it's like 90% of the energy is wasted. You know, it's just not an effective way about it's not an effective way in going about creating a solution.
All right, thanks for watching this clip from Appropriate Culture. If you want to watch the full episode, go ahead and check out us at appropriateculture.com. You can also check us out on social media platforms at Appropriate Culture. Like, subscribe, and we'll see you guys on the next one.